And we are live. What's up, guys?
Hey, you guys. I keep forgetting that the camera's up there.
Oh, I know.
We're like,
we need a wide angle shot today. We got three of us.
Yay.
We are so excited to have Nicole.
Hey, guys.
States Place live with us.
I'll try not to look at myself. I'm looking at you guys.
I know. This is super weird.
So we got the camera up here, so we apologize if we're trying to read comments and moderate at the same time.
Yes.
So welcome. Nicole,
I appreciate
thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for inviting me. Sorry I was an hour late. You guys are waiting for us.
It's kind of an inside joke now because when Ken and Glenn came up here, the Hustler boys, we all were going to meet up for lunch, and we were the ones that were an hour late.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I did it on purpose.
It all played out.
We're always late.
We're all even now.
It seems weird that we're just now doing this, and we're like, I mean, without traffic, we're like 40 minutes away.
Yeah, that's what Google told me.
Google lies.
Thanks, Google.
Lies. Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Drop a comment below. Let us know where you are watching from. We are basically going to talk. It's open. I mean, that's what I love about, like, you do the same thing. It's just super laid back.
Yeah.
We don't have like a strict agenda we're going to follow, but if you guys want to talk everything eBay, engaging as a community is a big thing that we're both about. So we definitely just want to dive in, and we're here for you guys. Like, we're here for you guys. We want to be able to help you out more. For those of you on our channel that may not be familiar with Nicole, do you want to give a rundown on how you started and why you're here?
What do you do?
Yeah, so my name's Nicole State. You can find me over at States Place. I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, all the same things you guys have.
We'll throw all the links are going to be in the description below, by the way.
Except Facebook. I'm not a Facebook person.
Yeah.
But hey, check it out. I sell on eBay. That's pretty much it. So I sell used women's clothing for the most part. So mostly stuff I get from the bins. I do a lot of like bulk buyouts now and other random adventures. But over the last year, we've really scaled up our business. And so our channel is mostly just follow our journey as we try and scale up and become $1 million store one day.
Yeah.
Mega sellers.
Mega seller.
Which is so, I feel like because Amazon and eBay, they're so different with numbers.
Oh, totally different beasts.
Yeah. And so it's going to take us many years to get there.
Yeah. It's I started on Amazon. Most of you know this. So I started solely on Amazon, and you've probably heard me mention many times I hated eBay so much.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to pack and ship stuff myself. And then I saw her doing the clothing, and we started going to garage sales, and I found old electronics that I looked up on Amazon. I'm like, meh. And then I looked them up on eBay, and they're selling better on eBay. And that's where I started looking at them like, oh, okay, fine.
He was a diehard, like, I'm not going to do eBay. It's stupid.
Do you remember the day he said he was going to do eBay? Like, do you remember this?
Yes, I remember because I like hit $1,000 in just selling clothing. And he was just like, oh, this is fun. She's getting out of the house. She's, you know.
This is fun. She's getting out of the house.
Like, and then I started actually making a little bit of money.
Can you guys hear us better? I know. I just realized the microphone wasn't even by us. Can you guys hear me okay?
So after that, he kind of saw that there was money to be had and worked a little harder at eBay.
I like it now.
Yeah.
eBay is great because the buy-ins are generally really low.
It really is. That's the biggest difference I found doing both eBay and Amazon now is Amazon is a lot more money up front, especially if you're doing like retail arbitrage, wholesale. I mean, your capital is tied up in high cost.
Yeah, and so that's why I like eBay because I can flip through things really quickly at a low dollar, and I don't do any Amazon. I'm just not an Amazon seller necessarily. So yeah, eBay's always been my beast. But we run through a lot of things. So we're selling a few thousand pieces every month, and I have 5 employees at this point. 2 of them kind of do different things that's not eBay related, but everyone kind of comes together as a team at the end of the day.
I love what you've done too, because you've done it kind of like the right way where you start doing it yourself. And then once you hit that you probably hit a plateau, I'm assuming at some point where you needed help.
Yeah, you plateau really hard.
So you want to talk about like that first plateau where somebody might be thinking about bringing on their first person?
Yeah. So when I started it's been 2.5 years now, and I started in literally a corner in my living room, basically. So it was like this little corner. I was still working full time, and I was like, I want to do this full time. Like, so I spent every single free second of my time. Like, I'd stay up until midnight taking photos, and the next day on every like lunch break and break, I would be listing, and then like I would take the train in and out of downtown, and I would list on anytime I could, I was listing. But I knew if I did that, And I was like, once I hit a certain point, I will be able to quit the job and then put those 40 hours a week into eBay and make more money, essentially. So I did that. And then probably about 6 months after I quit my job, my husband came on board. He got laid off. And we were like, well, instead of you going back to work, why don't you just try and help me scale the business some? We knew that he pretty much wouldn't do it forever because it's not his passion. Like he works for Intel. He really loves what he does.
And Intel, from what I've heard, because I've grown up in Oregon as well, Intel is like one of the #1 employers to work for around here.
It's great.
Like, they treat their employees so well.
It's kind of crazy how well he gets treated. So he gets like super good benefits, and like we want to have a 401k, right?
Well, last time I talked,
right?
Yeah, the last time I talked to him, he said that they give him it was like a 2-hour lunch break, and he goes and hits the gym on that 2-hour break.
Yeah, they have a full gym. He gets massages like once a week. Like they have a massage therapist, and yeah. And so he also works 12-hour shifts. He works in a lab, and so he works for 4 hours and then has a 2-hour break, and then works for 4 hours and has a 2-hour break.
Wow.
So he's really only working like half the time. And the other half he's like working out or getting a massage. I don't know what they do.
That's amazing.
So Joe was not going to stay home forever.
No, and we kind of knew that. But so we worked really hard, and we kind of outgrew our space at home, and we moved into an office space because at some point it overtakes your life.
It does.
You guys experience this. We had a garage. There was no
yeah. When you have to start storing inventory in your living room because you're out of room in the garage, it's time. Like,
I had like piles in my living room, and I was like, so this is hard.
I hope all this sells really quick. I'm running out of room.
I don't. Yeah. So you plateau though, because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
And also I had tried having people work for me in my house, like here and there, but it never really worked out because it felt like it wasn't a real business. Right. So we moved into the office. A couple months after we moved into the office, we hired our first person. And then ever since then, it's just been like,
I've noticed the growth that you've had from the office to now. The growth curve was really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like you hit it running.
Our goal is to have 100% growth month over month for the next 6 months or so. And then I know that we'll have to talk about the situation at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far right now we slowed down for a second, and then I kind of got all my employees in line, and then I ramped back up. But it's really about knowing your numbers, right? Like I know if I hire an employee, how much that employee should be able to bring to the company. Right. So I know if this employee is listing for me, they should be able to get X amount of listings out every week. I can personally tell you my sell-through rate is X amount, right? And then my average sell price is X amount. So like if I'm adding 100, let's just easy numbers, I'm adding 100 listings a week, right? With one employee. My sell-through rate is about 40%. So I'm selling 40 of those listings, 400 of those listings. And then my average sell price is between $18 to $20. So whatever the math is on that ends up being like an extra, like 15,000. It's like a crazy amount to where when I sat down and did the math, I was like, oh, right. I can't afford not to hire someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can be miserable and just stay where you're at, but you're going to just get those same results over and over again because you can only do so much as one person. You know?
Right. Yeah. And when you start breaking it down and being like, okay, if I added one employee, it's going to cost me X amount and I should be able to bring X amount. And you just look at it as a number standpoint instead of just like, well, I feel this way. Like, who cares how you feel? Like, it's all about really looking at those numbers. And of course, the first few months, you're not going to make anything off your employee. It's training and building it back up and finding out how things should be ran. But when things start working out, you'll see those numbers start to go up. So at this point in my business, all I do is source and help other people learn how to do this essentially.
Which is essentially like in your position, anyone who runs an Amazon or eBay business, like your number 1 job, we were just talking about this, should be shopping. You should be doing the buying. One of my favorite phrases, I forgot who told me this. I think I heard from Chris Anderson. Somebody I shout out to Chris if he's actually the one I heard this from. Your money is made not when the product sells, but when you buy.
Yes, I've heard that so many times.
I love that phrase. I don't know who it came down from, but I love that phrase because it's so true. And we hit the same thing. Like Trista probably remembers, there was a specific week where I was inside of here every night to like midnight, just prepping and shipping all of my stuff. And this was for Amazon specifically. And on top of that, I was in a really big shoe kick, which most of you guys probably saw like the raw shoe video, right? So I'm prepping all these shoes and photos and all that stuff myself. And I came home every night exhausted. And they all sold, but then that plateau happened. And that's where I'm like, you know what, I'm done. And we hired our prepper, so now I don't prep my own Amazon stuff anymore.
Which is amazing.
It's and the hardest part is letting go of control. Because it's like,
so things are not as perfect as they were when I was doing it all myself, right?
It's all control. That's the hardest part to let go of. But once you let go of that control and just understand, it's not going to be perfect. Guys, it's not going to be perfect. Just understand that. But it gets done. It gets done.
And I have a mentor, and I basically had to make him a promise that I would start delegating. And he was like, look, this is what you have to do. Like, it's going to be so hard out for you. Like, I never tell you, it's going to be almost impossible. But check it out. Force yourself to not take the easy way out. The easy way out is to do it yourself. So for a week, don't take the easy way out. Just don't do it. And it's going to be so hard to do, but don't list anything. Don't ship anything. Don't take photos of anything. And just baby step your way into delegating all those tasks out and see what happens. And I was like, oh God, it was like stopping smoking. But you're addicted to just doing it yourself. And so once you get past that and you just delegate and you learn about that, I mean, I still struggle. There's still days where I do things that I shouldn't be doing, but I also want my employees to know that, like, I've been there. I know what you're doing. Like, I get it. It's hard. But we all have goals, and we just try and meet those goals every week, and things are looking good so far.
That's amazing.
And that can really translate into anybody who has a smaller scale, but they do need to start delegating. Like, you don't have to delegate everything all at once.
I get it.
You just, like, one thing at a time. If you feel like you could pass off shipping to an employee, do that first.
The easy one, the big one Trista did that really helps out is the photos and measurements. That was a game changer.
I hate measuring.
Whatever is like holding you back, right? Like whatever is holding you back from getting your work done. Because like you said, it's one thing, like, you make your money when you buy the item. But if you don't have a process in place to get that money from that item, you're not buying, you're not working, you're just hoarding things. Right.
We're all guilty of the
no debt pile. No debt pile.
Should we take a few questions?
Yeah.
If you guys have questions, drop those below.
Good question that I've never heard. Suggestions for someone reselling in high school.
Ooh, we got a young hustler.
Oh, I actually have a few young hustlers who follow me, and I love them like my baby.
I love it. Because in our heads, we're thinking, like, if I could have only done that sooner.
If I could have done this instead of had a job, like working at McDonald's. I worked at Wendy's and Auntie Anne's Pretzels. Like, I could have made it a lot more money.
Quiznos. That's where we met, was Quiznos.
You guys, look at what? That's interesting.
That's a whole nother episode.
Sandwiches hold a really dear place in our hearts.
You guys should do a couple episodes.
It would take a couple.
Okay, teenagers, let's see. So I think you guys actually have a great advantage because you're young and people want to help you out. I think I wouldn't buy any merchandise, and I would just start asking your family and friends, and you could probably even set up something with your school where you could buy their lost and found items. And I would just reinvest every single penny that you make. So I actually have a mentorship group, and one of the girls in my group this month is she's like a freshman in college. And she has reinvested every single penny that she's made from her business. Now, granted, she's lucky enough, to be lucky, let's say. Like, she's in a position where she has another job on top of this. So that job, is her spending money or whatever. But her eBay business is 100% reinvested. And because of that, she's been able to grow a lot faster than if she was spending that money. So if you're in a position where you're still living at home, still eating your parents' food, reinvest at least 80% of your profits every month.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't blow all your money. Like, reinvest and snowball it into more.
Right. Yeah. I love that. When we first started, people were like, oh, you're starting an eBay business? Here's a trunk full of clothes. Like, people were giving us, and some of it was absolute crap.
Sure.
Some of it was really great. And you just really don't know until you look up the comps, do the work, and yeah, so that was free inventory that I made money on.
Yeah,
so
my favorite
really
like
great idea.
way to get free inventory for people starting out that are like, how we don't have money for inventory. I'm like, help someone move.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like when we were super broke, I was like, Joe, help our friends move. And he came home with like boxes of stuff that I could resell, you know, like,
yeah.
So help someone move or put it out there like, hey, put it on a Facebook group. I'll help you move for your stuff that you're going to donate anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how much stuff you can get for free that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
wow, that's so smart.
Same line too. It made me think is Gary Vee preaches this a lot recently is the free section on Craigslist.
Oh, it's so good.
You can literally go pick up a piece of furniture for free from Craigslist, put it on Facebook Marketplace for like 20, 30, 40 bucks. And you can flip it that day. Like
or more. Yeah.
There was
crazy.
someone, where are they? They live somewhere. And basically what they do is they drive around and they'll pick up furniture that they see, you know, for free on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll take it to their house, put it in their front yard, essentially, but put an ad that it's for sale on Facebook. And then, like, if it doesn't sell in a week, they just put a free sign on it and someone can come and get it for free.
Oh my gosh.
Because they don't want to store the stuff.
That's amazing.
So
There's so
smart.
many ways to make money, guys.
There's
so many
no
ways.
reason not to be making money.
Right? That's crazy.
Is it better to list in 3 to 4 different categories in one store, or should I keep my clothing in one store and do another store for hard goods?
It depends on how you brand yourself. So like I brand myself as a clothing seller. So my store is, you know, clothing, and I brand myself pretty heavily. So I use social media to drive traffic to my store. If you're not branding yourself at all, there's no reason to have multiple stores. I would say that you probably don't need to have multiple stores.
Mm-hmm.
I do have about, I think it's 13,000 followers on my eBay store. And I know that most of those aren't shoppers, but at the same time, like I've branded it and I really want to grow that brand. So that's why I only have clothing in my store, but there's no reason at the end of the day on eBay to do that.
Great. We've got a ton of questions, you guys.
Callie's World.
Oh, hi.
What's up, Callie?
Hey, Callie.
I'm working on a new playlist for you, by the way.
Oh, do you do their playlist?
He like is obsessed.
So I'm
Spotify.
obsessed. Real quick, completely off topic. I'm obsessed with Spotify recently.
Yeah, I love
Like I've always
Spotify.
just kind of like listened
I
to.
want to look at your playlist.
I've listened to other people's playlists for so long, and I got on this kick where I'm like, I want a really good like '90s epic mix,
Oh God.
and I couldn't find anyone that I liked. Like there's a few good songs, and so I thought, well, why not make my own? So I put up.
So he's
100
sitting
of
on the
them.
couch one night, on the other couch across the living room. He's got his headphones on. He's like,
I went to town for like 4
focused.
hours.
And I was thinking he was like working on retail or like
No,
on
he's
online.
working
He's
on
working
his
on
playlist.
playlist.
His
like
Side Hustle Pro
themes.
playlist, though, right? Like Gary Vee has a playlist.
Yeah. So this one was the epic '90s mixtape.
Yeah.
It has 100 songs on it. Callie was probably her #1 fan of it.
I gotta go listen
So
to
it's got 100 songs on it now. It
Yeah,
only had
that's
20
awesome.
songs for a while, but
Yeah.
You've upped your game.
I've upped my game.
He's up to
I'm
date.
working on my next one is a workout mix. So it's I just made it today. What did I even title it? It was the Ultimate Gains mixtape. Like the most
I don't
bro.
even know what to say about this right
The-
now.
the
Ultimate
most-
game.
Yeah,
Yes.
with a Z.
With a Z. Games.
I mean, I wouldn't. I would be upset if it was with an S.
That word gains is like an inside joke with AJ. She hates it, but so
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
It's a horrible word.
It is a bad word.
So if anyone wants to follow me on Spotify, go for it.
You can find the game.
You find the gains mix. This is what I do with my time sometimes.
I know. We have a lot of
Girl on
questions.
Fire has that good question.
How do I stop over? Ooh, this is a good one. How do I stop over researching comps? It slows me down too much.
Just stop. No, I
Done.
mean it.
Cut. End scene.
It's
You're
the
done.
same advice. I give this advice a lot in my groups. Do not spend time researching. This is what I want you to do. For a week, you're at the thrift store, you're looking it up before you buy it, right? Like, I hope you're not just throwing stuff in your cart and buying it and walking out. When you're at the thrift store looking it up, you find the item and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy this because comps are good on it. Instead of just putting your phone down, hit sell similar right there in the store.
Mhm.
It's going to build your listing for you, and you're not going to have to do research when you get home.
Yep.
Smart.
And then
Love
for
that.
like a week, again, it's just like, don't take the easy way out and research it. Don't do it. Like, just don't put a price on it. If it sells really fast, the next time price it a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah. I also find that like if it's a really low buy cost and my experience with that brand is that it'll sell. I don't spend a ton of time.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to sell, what's not going to sell once you're in this for a few months even, and if you're at the bin spending, cents on an item, it's really hard to
I think it's
research.
Super important to trust your gut too. And you're going to spend so much time researching that you could list 2 or 3 items in that time that you're going to make more money if you just list instead of research.
Yeah. Smart.
I was trying to see, looks like, here we go. What do you think of course, this is the topic of the week. What do you think of the Toys R Us closure? How do you think it will affect the resale business? Me personally, I talked to my VIP group the other night about this. Guys, here's the thing with Toys R Us. All Toys R Us are going to shut down. And actually today, I believe, did you hear about this?
It doesn't affect me.
She doesn't care about this.
I care about everything.
I was trying to remember, was today the day that they were starting to mark down stuff?
Oh. In our area?
Like US wide. I think it was today was supposed to be the day they start marking down by 10%, and then they take a 25%. I think it's next week.
I just know I'm going to go buy that Funko, man.
Yes. If you guys got a hold of,
please buy that.
Jeffrey, by the way. Oops. If you guys have a Jeffrey Funko, by the way, these are going to be worth some bank. This thing shot up to
I think they're going to be worth bank right now.
They are. This thing shot up to like $150 resale value.
I would say sell it now because like in a couple of years, no one's gonna
He's so cute though. I'm a little bit of a nerd. So here's my take on it, guys. As somebody that does retail arbitrage pretty much full time. So if you think that Walmart clearance items tank bad, this is a whole store. So nationwide at that. You're going to have a lot of saturated listings. So here's my take on retail arbitrage. It doesn't matter if it's a Toys R Us closing or if we're talking about Walmart and Target clearance. You have to be first in or last out. That means you have to get in, list your stuff, get it sent into Amazon FBA, list on eBay, like Nicole said, right there in the store, like grab it, put it in your cart, and list it. And you have to sell that thing quick for a quick flip, probably a lower ROI, or you have to wait until everyone else sells out and then you get whatever higher ROI that you want. So here's the thing with Toys R Us. Video games, Legos are probably going to be the first ones to go.
I think that Lego, I heard somewhere that Lego might pull all their stuff.
Oh, are they?
So there's a few companies out there, and I know this just from working in stores.
Yeah.
That you just send their product back to them because they don't want their market to tank.
Yeah.
So like you know how Lego pretty much never goes on clearance.
Yeah.
Or you know like those brands at the bottom of the coupons where it says these items do not include blah 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 blah. Those brands, what they do is they buy back.
Oh, okay.
Lego doesn't want their prices to tank.
Yeah.
They have a whole aisle at Target to sell in. They're not worried about Toys R Us, right? Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll buy their items back. So this is just speculation, but I speculate that there will be brands that pull their items. And maybe not all of them, but all the Lego Star Wars.
Those won't.
Like $300 AT-ATs and stuff.
Yeah, so there'll be sets where they'll just pull.
Yeah. So that's kind of my take on it. Like you can find some profitable stuff, but just be prepared for some competition. I'm not saying you shouldn't at least go check it out. You might find some good stuff, but yeah, things like the video games are definitely going to go first, I think, and just my opinion with it.
Hey, Missy.
Missy in the house.
How are you? Missy wants to know, how much should I pay someone to do listings? Do you recommend paying per listing or per hour?
Yeah, so that is one thing I don't share is how much I personally pay, because I feel like that's between me and my employees. So I think it just depends on what your area market rate is, and going off of that. I think I personally pay per hour, and I think that depending on if you're doing, it depends on how you set up your business, right? Like if you're going to set up and you're going to pay them hourly and you're running payroll on them, or if you're paying them as a contractor, like. But then you can't tell them how many hours they can work. Like you really need to follow the law when it comes to contractors, right? Like you can't just be like, okay, I want you here from 2 to 6, and that would be a payroll employee, not a contracted employee. So and so at that point, I think if you're payroll, you have to do hourly. I think maybe it depends on your state or whatever it is. So if they're a contractor, you can't control the hours that they're working. And so for that reason alone, I need to do hourly. I think it's cheaper to do it by the item, but at the end of the day, cheaper isn't always better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's totally true. And like she said, it depends on your area too. Cause some states like a good wage for that type of prep work is going to be like $8 an hour, and other places might be 15. So, I mean, there's a huge gap there, which is why neither of us can sit here and say like, this is what you should do, because what we do is totally different than what works for California or Washington or Texas.
And your labor law might be different than mine.
Yeah.
You know, because we also have to think about like taxes that come along with all this stuff. And
that's the other favorite question. What about taxes? Chaz, what about the taxes?
Hire a tax person.
Go talk to your local CPA.
Every state is different. Don't ask us.
Yeah. Get QuickBooks, use it, and then hire a CPA.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need a Ryan. Oh man. Toys R Us was crazy today. No sales yet, except for the current ones. Baseball cards were pulled pre-sale. Okay. Yeah. So they are going to be pulling some stuff.
And I know that systems will probably get pulled. Like you're not going to go buy PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Right. Those companies do not allow their items.
You won't be getting your 25% off that.
No.
Also, another thing to think about when stores are closing like this is a lot of them bring in merchandise that they didn't have in the store. And so they'll bring in like back stock, or they'll bring in like weird things. Like if you saw with the Kmart closings, when they had when they started outsourcing it to the other companies, there was like weird things in the store that were never in there to begin with.
Yeah. Oh you're like, where did these come from?
And all these companies run sales to begin with, so all their markup is really high.
Yeah.
So I think that there's this whole like big rush that we're going to make a lot of money on this, and I think you got to be careful with that mindset.
Yeah, you do.
And like, where is your time best spent? Is it best spent sourcing at this big box store that's going on, everyone's running to, or is it best spent sourcing at all the other places in town because no one is there because they think that they're going to hit gold? Like figure out where your time is best spent.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. What's up, Lauren? What's up, Armando? Nike at the Kmart.
Yes, someone said, I saw a video somewhere and there was like Nike or like some weird things, and you'd be like, you never sold that.
Yeah.
That wasn't ever here.
Actually, we saw a couple racks that had, wasn't Nike, what was it? It was like Columbia.
Yeah.
Was in there, like stuff you just don't really ever see.
The Kmart was not something.
Yeah, right.
So crazy.
If they were, they wouldn't have closed. Maybe. I don't know. Somebody says more in reference to algorithm. I think this is the person that asked about having 2 different stores for categories. In reference to algorithm, which of those would be best for keeping my store in a higher ranking as I add different types of inventory?
Call eBay. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like so Cassini, there is one person at eBay that controls Cassini, and that's it. Like I don't know. Everything that you hear on the internet is all speculation. It's literally all speculation. I can speculate.
Weird how that works.
Until I'm red in the face about how Cassini works.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think that you get really caught up in how you're going to get to the top and have good prices, have things that people want to buy, take really good photos of them.
Free shipping.
Do free shipping. I know eBay's pushing free shipping.
Yeah.
Have returns. What store do you shop at that doesn't take returns?
Right.
You need to take returns and move on,
Right. And whatever you're finding is selling more in whatever category, focus more on the thing that's working best. Like,
right. And you can do test runs in your store, right? Like even with Top Rated Plus and getting that discount, everyone was freaking out because now you have to offer 30-day free returns to get that discount. Take 25% of your store, offer 30-day free returns, and see if you're getting more sales on that 25%, to where if you do get 1 or 2 things returned to you, it's offset by that discount eBay gives you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally.
And so eBay's giving you this discount of 10% off your final value fees. So look at that big picture there and be like, okay, so if I don't get this discount, if if 1 or 2 things returned, is it more than that discount that I'm getting? Because I'm not going to get it if I don't offer this.
The discount. Yeah. Right.
So I might as well offer this, get better, I'm assuming, get better search placement, get that special seal, and, even it out because they're giving me this discount.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Does that make sense? I made that
Absolutely.
really complicated.
No,
I follow you.
it makes sense. Florida's Hidden Treasures, what's up? Asked me a few months ago. I made a video about the 5 a.m. challenge. How's it going? I started with you in the last 2 weeks. Nice work on the 2 weeks. I'm failing this week for sure. I did it for the full 30 days. When I did that video, I did it for the full 30 days. I think I was in a Seattle trip and a Vegas trip recently, and I'm still.
What is this?
I did a video. I just did a video. It was one of those times you probably done these too, where it's like 11 o'clock at night, and you're just like, I'm just gonna go live. And something fell out of my face. I kind of regretted was I'm gonna start waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
Oh, I tried that one. It lasted like a day.
Oh, it's tough.
He's a crazy man.
So I do little pushes of this, and I don't know the science behind it. I don't know why it works, but it takes a week or two to get used to it. But once you do, the productivity level and energy you have the whole day, Trista knows this firsthand. The days I sleep in, I get nothing done. Like, I'm so lazy and I procrastinate all day. The days I'm up at 5 a.m., as much as it sucks and it's like physically painful for me to do that, I have more energy and I get more stuff done all day. So I'm going to get back on that Monday. I need a few more days to catch up on my sleep. So give me till Monday and I'm back on it.
Yeah.
Some people, like
I'm not a morning
Eduardo
person.
I really want to get up
4:10.
earlier in the morning, and I just can't.
It's so tough. It's
I can
so
do
tough.
a lot of things, and I don't believe I'm saying I can't. But like,
It's like Gary Vee says, right? We just focus on our strengths. I'm really good at sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm really good at working until 1 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The problem is, like, if I get up earlier, then I can't work that late.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to be like, okay, I'm going to bed. It's 10 p.m. But I love working at night.
Yeah, and the hours kind of wash out anyway. As long as you would work in the morning probably anyway. So you're just working at night.
Well, it's another thing
out.
Gary brought up one time that I loved, and he says, I don't care if your window is from 5 a.m. until 5 p.m. or if it's from 9 p.m. through 3 a.m. As long as you're like focused and know what your hours are.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, I just gave up on that dream. I still like it.
You guys get honesty on this one. I love it. The idea is always great, but then doing it, mine's weird. I can get up at 5 a.m. It's the going to bed early that kills me because of that reason. Like, my brain fires at night for some reason.
Okay. So like Gretchen, I see you're more tired at night. I'm not. I have like a second wind, and I'm like, kids are asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The house is quiet and
no one's around.
Yeah.
Joe works at night, so like it's just me and like the world. Is, I love working at night.
So are you primarily on your computer at night when you work?
Mm-hmm.
Do you watch any shows?
Yeah, I watch shows.
What's your show of the week?
Well, I think it's everyone's show of the week, the Wild Wild Country show on Netflix.
I haven't watched it.
No, I don't know this.
Work it.
No, really?
What?
Guys,
We
it's
have
so
to
good.
Okay,
Okay,
it has to be better than what you're watching.
What are you watching?
It's so bad. I hate it.
What is it?
So I'm a nerd, right? I'm watching Green Arrow.
What is that?
It's like
It's
the
a
reject
DC.
superhero that nobody loves.
Whoa.
They don't even like Arrow isn't even a no.
You and Joe would be great friends.
Me and Joe need to hang out.
You
Tell
can go
me,
see,
I'm not the
like,
only
Black
one right now.
Panther with him. Whatever.
Yes.
I haven't.
Well, you see the new Funkos I got up there? That's the whole Infinity line coming out.
Oh, he has some of those. He has that big guy.
Hulkbuster.
The big guy, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on a kick right now. I'm rewatching Arrow. I never did watch Jessica Jones or Luke Cage, so I need to watch those. There's 5 seasons, so I've been doing the same thing. I'm working at night and on my computer. I just like to ask people that because we always are like, yeah, we're work, but we like to watch those too.
I mean, you can do both.
Yeah, it's multitasking.
Let's be real.
Basically just watch The Office, which by heart.
We've seen that
So good.
so many
So
times.
Okay.
Missy's
Let's
got a
see.
question.
Shout it out.
Is there
Last.
a more efficient way to do listings than what I'm doing, which is bulk listing 20 at a time and saving them as drafts, then switching to the app to take pictures and add to the drafts?
I don't know. I think that's a trick question because like everyone works differently.
Yeah.
So I don't like to say like there's a faster way to do anything. What I think is you have to try a whole bunch of different ways and then see what works best for you. So We take our photos first and then we list the item. Whatever way causes you to touch the item the least amount of times. So we process, we sort it into like item categories. We take photos, we list. So like today we listed like 100 pairs of shorts, right? So we photographed them and listed them. So it's all about like whatever causes you to touch the item the least amount of times and then getting into that rhythm and making it work for you. I think that taking your photos first is best just because then you can sit at the computer and you can just upload it. I think the app takes a few more minutes to like.
It does, yeah.
The app is made for buyers, not sellers. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was doing the opposite. So I was like building listings and then photographing. And especially when you shop at the bins primarily, like it looks good in the store and then you get it home and you're like, oh crap, there's a tear or there was like a stain or something. And so I was like having these like drafts that I'd like, okay, I'm going to go home and wash this and see. So then I'd have all these drafts like hanging out. So if you photograph, you can find those things and just either like chuck them
that is so smart
quickly or, you know, like at least you're not having drafts floating around. And then like 2 weeks later, you're like, I can't even remember this top. Like, where did this go? And
we do we find so many flaws when we're taking photos of the lights, for sure.
So then when you build those listings, you have to either include the flaws in the listing or try to get rid of the stain or whatever. So yeah.
Or even worse is if it's a perfect item, but you shave it.
oh my gosh. You take a little sweater shaver and
yeah.
So Trista had like the perfect storm setup, right?
Why you just share my failures?
Just because I want to be, you guys know me, I'm always raw with you guys. People love this stuff.
I know.
What do you mean you're not perfect? So you want to tell them your lovely message you got first?
So I sold this. No, it wasn't that bad. She was really nice.
I don't do the customer service stuff, so
I sold the sweater and I was packaging it to mail, and I noticed that it was like a little bit like pilly, like in the armpits. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take care of this really quick. I missed it like when I was photographing, and I turned my head to talk to Charles as I'm doing it, and I hear
it was like slow motion.
It's like ring, like it grabbed it, and it was like somebody had like given me a paper cut or something. Like, I was like, no.
Oh, did you make a noise? I wish you would have been filming that.
I know. I mean, you've seen how we act.
Yeah.
Nicole's like, I kind of like it here. We're just kind of like spastic and wild. I really want to install cameras in this office. They're just filming
all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, I just told the lady that there was a hole. I gave her a huge discount. Yeah, she wanted it anyway, so there you go.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
You've never done that,
really
though,
didn't
right?
want to
ever. I'm literally perfect. I don't know if you know this.
And you do all your work by yourself.
Oh, you guys have actual questions. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We're just messing around here.
I think that what Nicole said about saving the sell similar
Jason's question.
Gosh, I'm lost.
Oh, here we go.
I'm so lost.
I know my chat jumped back and forth. Do you guys wash and iron all of your clothes to get rid of the thrift store smell? Ready, go.
No. 1, 2, 3. No. Definitely not.
People are going to take it out of the package and throw it into the washing machine.
Yes. It's very clear that these are used clothing.
They're used items. Look, and I won't buy something if there's a stain or a smell or something is going on with it. Like, I just don't buy it.
Right.
Yeah. I wash items for certain things, and we have a laundry person who comes and like picks up those items. But for the most part, for eBay, we don't wash it. We make it clean. So, and before you say like eBay's terms and agreement saying you have to wash the item, they don't actually say that. They say you have to clean the item before you sell it.
Yeah.
And so the items are cleaned, they're lint rolled, they're steamed, they're whatever they need to be done is done to it. Everything that goes out is clean.
Yep.
That's a good one. How do I photograph shirts without a fancy lighting setup?
Go outside on a nice day.
Yeah, I didn't have a fancy lighting setup for a really long time, actually. Right. I just had, I got a dress form before I got a lighting setup. And I just did it in a room with light
Yeah.
And maybe my photos weren't perfect, but I sold enough to where I was able to one day invest in a lighting kit, you know?
And you guys, you can get lighting kits so cheap there. I mean, I've seen kits for like $60.
Yeah, which is
They're pretty
sometimes a
cheap.
lot, like when you're first starting out, you know? But I think more importantly is just the ability to know that you can get things listed without them being, what is it? Like there's that the guy who started Facebook has a saying that's like, run fast and break things. Like just get it done and then worry about it later.
Fantastic.
Right? Like run as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Build your business and things are going to be perfect.
And I'm sorry, but there are a lot of nasty listings on eBay that still sell. So do a really good job of just making sure that your item's clean, that you have a white background or a nice background, and that you like, you know, have the best lighting that you can have. Yeah. But there's like people who take pictures on like their dirty carpeted floor with, you know, and
have
it's
you ever seen the teapot picture?
No.
Is this the one with the reflection?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Of the naked man.
No.
He's taking the photo. He's butt naked.
That was on purpose.
No, I don't think it was. I really don't.
Yeah.
So look, don't worry. You know what you can do though if you don't have great lighting? Make sure your items are nice looking. Like a lot of times I see items on a hanger, the hanger is crooked, the shirt is kind of sideways. Like line up, button all your buttons. Make them straight.
Yeah.
Like make the photo
like
look
not in the frame.
Good.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, just like make it as good as you can make it.
And you're still going to be better than probably 90% of the people if you just do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you guys like take your little, whatever background you're using, just go next to a window. Like you'll have tons of light coming in right there too.
Yeah, they might live in like Alaska.
Yeah, that's true. Or Oregon. Oregon's playing with us this week. It was, I don't know about you up north, but here it was blue skies and hailing at the same time.
It has been a really emotional roller coaster for me. I'm like, let's go outside.
Yeah.
And then it's raining.
No.
Callie said she finds all the stains that Ryan misses.
Callie, come work in Oregon for us.
Oh man.
We need you.
We need to get the whole Roots crew out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be epic. Suggestions for spent versus sold monitoring and managing money. It's probably going to be under the topic of no one's really going to
run fast
give you.
Spend all of your money on your business. Take as little as you can out of it. Don't keep your money separate, right? Like have a business account, have a personal account, pay yourself once a month or whenever you need money, whatever it is, but make yourself, like I have a paycheck that I get once a month, essentially. I'm on salary. And it is very small. Let me just put it out there. Like I pay myself for my eBay business very little money and the only reason I even pay myself from eBay right now is because it's kind of like necessary with the corporate setup that I have. But I took the minimum amount that I could because I want to reinvest every single penny. I don't want to have profit right now. I'm in growth. Yep. And so take as little as you can out of it and survive on that. Eat ramen and grow your business.
Yeah.
It's true. We were just talking to Ken on our VIP call last night. He said the same thing, like that first year of growth, it was just straight up ramen.
Yeah.
And what was it? Frozen pizza was his other one. He said ramen and frozen pizza. Like you've got to, like, if you really want to scale and grow, we talk about this openly all the time. That's the biggest mistake we made our first year was we were using this money to pay down debt. So we weren't reinvesting. That's why our sales charts are like this.
Yeah.
They're going up year by year, but they're so slow because we were taking out so much money and putting it towards paying off debt. And now we're back into where we should be, which is reinvesting 100% and not pulling profit out of that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's like, why do you live in a small house? And I'm like, because I'm trying to make a long-term plan here, guys. I live in a small townhouse. Our cars are not great. But you know what? I'm making the sacrifices now because I'm putting that money back into the business. And that is why we're able to obtain growth. Right.
Yeah, because there's so many people out there that they start to have a little bit of success on eBay and Amazon. So they go buy the car, buy the upgraded house, and then their sales are going to tank. Right. And you'll see that growth curve just stop because they took out that much money to do that.
Right. And just be smart about it. Like try to put as much as you can always back into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep buying. There's your answer.
Right.
Someone asked, oh, here it is. What do you guys think about using a steamer?
I use a
Steamers?
steamer.
Yes.
Yeah, you can use a steamer. Buy one at a yard sale.
There you go.
So ask for a recommendation.
Done.
Buy whatever one you can find cheaper.
Yeah.
Go to
Don't buy it new.
go to AliExpress. They're like $1.
Okay, maybe don't buy it.
Don't buy that one.
Also, don't do that.
I can't guarantee
You're
quality.
not allowed to give that advice.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee quality, but if you're looking for cheap,
We're gonna veto that right now.
Go to yard sale. You will.
I look up something via the barcode or description. I will find a listing of that item that sold the best. Then I will select similar item and list via my phone.
Oh yeah, so you're not doing research after with the fact is what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what this one's referring to. I missed the question earlier. It was photoing, I think it was shirts, they said. Flat lay or hanging.
On the table?
Mm-hmm.
I think hanging is better. Just for like, it depends on the shirt though, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's a t-shirt, maybe flat lay is fine. But like if it's a silk shirt or something that has like a body to it, you want to be able to kind of see how it flows as a woman.
I don't think the dudes look at the flow.
Yeah, I don't think the guys care.
Bro, come here. Check out this shirt. Look at the flow on this. I think I should me and Joe should do some collabs.
I don't even want to talk about that.
We could do an episode of shit eBay or say.
Oh, it's true.
That would be
our
epic.
Kids could do that episode.
They really
That's
could.
true.
Titus has been telling me every time we like go to Goodwill, Mom, this is $10.
Yes, I love him. He's smart.
I must be saying that in a really shocking voice. Like, I'm not paying $10 for this.
Yeah,
There's so much to look at. Sorry, I'm like all over the place.
There's a lot of
sensory
chaos in
overload
here. This is the tamed back version because Trista won't let me put up more shelves.
Yeah.
But
I
in my
can't.
Amazon room on that side,
Yeah.
once it's all painted, I'm going to be putting up all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Frank, just an FYI, there are a lot of comments flowing through here. So
Yeah, we're
if you
working
see
on
us
it.
missing one, repost it.
Yeah.
We're not ignoring anyone. Just a heads up.
So a couple of people were asking about multiple platforms. Are you on Poshmark? Do you do Poshmark?
I don't do Poshmark right now. I've played with Poshmark in the past. I keep turning my store like on and off. I don't have. My sell-through rate on eBay is really high, and it's hard because as soon as I start listing things on Poshmark, they'll sell, and it's like, is it the best use? The question always is, what is the best use of my time?
Yeah.
And if you list on both and one sells on, let's say, Mercari or Poshmark, then you have to go through and cancel the eBay listing, right?
Yeah.
Or are there platforms like cross post?
They don't have that right now. That's not something that exists that I know. There's multi-channel fulfillment, sure, but not really for our level of selling, right?
Yeah, because when you're doing high volume like that, that would be a pain to try to manage.
So that's the problem, is managing it for me. And because my sell-through rate on eBay is so high, it's like we sell things very quickly because we sell them at a low dollar, and like it just doesn't work for me right now. I'm trying to figure it out, but at the moment, no.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, do what works for you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone gave you a super chat. Thank you, person.
Oh, thank you.
Who was it?
Who was that?
Hold on, let me go here.
Money
Evolution. Thank you, my friend. Thanks to your shoe video where you sold. Oh, okay. Thanks, shoe video where you multiplied sale price by 0.87. That was a great hack. I was doing it the long way before. What he's referring to is if you're sourcing, I'm actually curious how you do your setup. So when you're sourcing, right, and I want to see what I'm going to sell something for. So for example, if I look at a pair of shoes, which is what I was referring to in that video, and I'm looking at, okay, if I sell this for $50, what's my eBay fees and my PayPal fees, which is 13%. So I do times 0.87. So I know that gross, I'm going to see $43.50 back.
Oh, that's really smart. I've never done that before.
You're so smart.
I don't even know how
did you figure that out?
I don't know. I just subtracted, 13% would be 0.87. So I just multiply instead of doing the dividing method.
That's actually really a smart
So
thing
then
to
it's
do.
just like one click instead of multiple. So if you guys don't know, just if you want to subtract 13% for your 10% eBay fee and then your 3% PayPal.
And then you're going to also subtract your buy costs, your
shipping, if you're doing free shipping.
The rest is yours.
So that's like the easy way that I figured out I do it.
Yeah.
That is the best thing you're going to learn all night.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it works for me.
Okay, I want to say that I want to know if you guys are going to go to eBay Open. Are you going?
I think I would.
Was it
I
July?
want to go.
July?
Yes.
I'm open. I'm going.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
I'm
eBay
open for the open.
eBay Open is supposed to be amazing.
That was a Cali
Oh,
Cali
gosh.
pun.
I
Me and Callie need to hang out and just do puns.
want to know in the chat who's going to eBay Open because
Yeah.
it looks like a lot of fun. I think that they're announcing the tickets today. They said it was the 22nd when they were going to put tickets
That's
on sale.
right.
I haven't seen it come up yet, but that means probably tomorrow. Maybe they're running late. Who knows? But I'm really excited. It's the end of June in Vegas. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be so
I'm
hot.
pumped.
It's going to be so fun.
It
But
is
they
gonna be
basically
hot.
provide all the booze and food and like
I did see
they
that
did
they like
last year they did like a humongous party.
I remember
Mighty
hearing
Mushroom.
that. Like
Yeah.
they do that. Oh, is that Mighty Mushroom?
Yay.
What's up?
Hi, Corey.
Coconut and Friends. I love it.
No, it's roasting coconut.
That is so funny.
Asian, so apparently that's what
eBay
it's
Open's
like.
going to be in Vegas.
Okay.
What is it?
Oh, eBay
What
Open
is
is basically eBay's party for sellers. So they have a bunch of workshops. They do a bunch of speakers. What am I saying? Oh my god! Keynote speeches is what I was going for.
Yeah.
That was
And
great.
all the eBay executives are there. Tons of eBay employees, and it's just a really great atmosphere. I haven't gone before.
Yeah.
So last year I was going to go. The year before I was going to go. It just never was worked out. So this will be my first time going. But from what I
Nice.
hear, it's supposed to be super
Yeah,
cool.
count us in.
That's awesome.
I'm going for sure, and I hope everyone else will. I heard that tickets for the hotel room go really quickly
Mhm.
because they block off and discount tickets or
Do you-
hotel rooms.
Do they do it at the
Mhm.
same venue? Like, do you know which hotel they're at?
They haven't announced the hotel yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know that they block off a certain amount of rooms at that hotel. You
Mhm.
can get at a discount. Those go really quick. So I would recommend you want to stay at the same hotel. Like
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pain. Anytime I've done a lot of Vegas conventions and seminars and stuff like that before. If you're not at the hotel, it's that the event is at. You've got to plan ahead for like grabbing an Uber or renting a car or something.
well, and the other thing is like you're going to make connections with
Yeah.
eBay employees. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's why you go, right? Because you want to hear from them what's happening. Why wouldn't you stay at the same hotel as they're staying in?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
You're gonna bump into
you're
them at the
going
bar.
to
Yeah.
go to bump
Yeah.
into them in the hallway. Corey last year said he walked down like multiple hallways with like huge eBay people. And you know,
Nice,
like they
nice.
just talk to you. Like
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
is there as a community. That's the thing about eBay is they love their sellers. They're not Amazon who wants to just
Oh,
take your product and sell it themselves,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
eBay needs you
yeah.
Mhm.
to make their platform successful. And so they want to engage with you and talk to you.
Mm.
And so it's this really great chance to be able to do that.
Yeah. And you're probably gonna
Um,
bump into a lot of stuff that a lot of
MGM.
people that you're talking to on the message boards and stuff like that.
It
If
is
you guys
not
are on
at the same place it was last year. I know that,
Okay.
which was the MGM, I believe, right?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
So people are saying they heard MGM. We're not sure if that's 100%. We'll have to wait to look at the website. If it's at MGM, it's a massive hotel. I've been to several conferences there.
Might be there. Who knows?
Is it in June? Is it end of June or end
It
of
is
July?
the end of July.
End of July. Again, you guys, they're supposed to update the website today. So, but by tomorrow or the next day, like sometime this week, just check on the website. And tell you what, by the time this recording is up, I'll just post the link to that website for registration and all that. I would love to go. So,
I know. Another thing I would love is if we got a ton of people. So eBay has this great community, but they're all kind of older. They're not, I feel like the community that we're in, like the younger generation, they don't go to these events.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I would love to see a ton of familiar faces. I would love to get a ton of people from our community to go this year.
Yes.
And really show eBay what we're made of. I went down to an eBay meetup on campus and like a lot of people came and they're like, I didn't even know this existed, you know, and they've been
Mhm.
doing it for like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's great if we can bring that younger,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like the right way to put it. Like the next generation of eBay sellers, you know,
Right.
like those people who are just
Mhm.
starting out now, no matter what your age is, like the people who haven't gone to this event before, the people
Mhm.
who are just kind of coming onto the scene and excited and like
Yeah.
learning. It's great. So I want to try and get just a lot of new faces there would be
Mm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Especially with
that's
the
so smart.
Instagram community. I think Instagram is like, it's insane how big the community is on Instagram.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
It's funny because Amazon and eBay are so different. And we see that just in, we see it in our business, obviously, but we see that in the people and just how eBay is a lot more community.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
nice.
Open it up. Let's see.
Open.
How much are the tickets?
Gretchen, have I told you you're amazing?
Gretchen is thebomb.com.
Gretchen, you gave us a fake link.
Directory not found.
Okay, we still like you, Gretchen.
Just eBay.
No, it's 2017.
Oh, 2000. So if we just switch,
bummer.
maybe they just did 2018.
Let's just check that.
Let's see.
.com.
Oh, it's like you're smart.
No, just go straight to their eBay site.
Well, Google eBay open 2018.
All right, let's look this up right now. eBay open 2018.
Whoops.
Yeah, that just goes to the 17. Oh, it says.
Oh,
they must be updated.
okay. So where was it at last year?
Check out what we did in 2017. Look out for what we're doing. So general session 26th of July.
Right.
Workshop sponsors, speakers.
Okay, you guys.
Yeah, I can't find
It
any
was
of the
supposed to be
details.
amazing, though. I don't remember where it was at last year.
We'll keep you all posted when we find out.
Yeah.
What's up, Wade? Another local.
Mighty Mushroom, where was it at last year?
Oh, scroll all the way down. Thank you.
Oh.
Literally, I was one scroll away.
It's just the now.
Oh,
they'll send you anyway. Let's be real. They want.
Yeah, for sure. We'll figure it out. And by the time this recording is done and you're watching the recording, it will probably already be live. So check out the link
It was
below.
at MGM Grand last year.
Okay.
So I know that it's not the same place. That's all I've heard. Is that it's at a different venue this year.
Ah, that's right. They do another ASD after that too.
Oh, that's right. Last year there was people that were there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
I can't.
No, we just got back. Yeah.
No.
So I just did ASD last week. So I was down in Vegas for that for a couple days, and it's the same thing. They stack. It was ASD, Prosper, and there was just one dime. 3 different things going on, and so I know a couple people that were there for 2 weeks. Just straight. I love Vegas for like 2 days at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm done after that.
Yeah, I could not
crazy.
do Vegas for that long.
Yeah.
2 weeks. I can't even like wrap my brain around.
Absolutely.
No.
Shout out to Wade's Venture. Thank you,
I'm
my
excited.
friend.
Did you do that one? The eBay Open?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one we did.
It's gonna be so fun. I'm
exciting.
hoping a ton of the Oregon people fly out together and
That would
it'd
be
so
awesome.
great video content.
You think we could take
Right?
up half a
Can we
plane?
take up half a plane?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
We
Set
will
up our
be
cameras
like
all
the
over.
palest people there.
Yeah.
Maybe not by
Who
the
brought
end
out
of
the
June.
colons?
But the plane, everyone else on the plane will be so confused.
Yeah.
We'll have like eBay, like ready to go.
Oh man.
That's so great.
eBay sellers are nuts.
I was very interested in your Ross hunting video. Could you please do something like that again, or something that would go like that, please and thank you. We are actually, I want to do a Goodwill version.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, go to our channel, and I did a Ross video. I tried to hit all 20 Ross in the area in one day. I made it to 13 or 14, and it was like 11 p.m. by the time I was done with the last one. I want to do that with a Goodwill
Okay,
one.
there's like 50 Goodwill by
Yeah,
the way.
that would be
Look at
insane.
that one. I wanted to do a video series where I went to each one, like once a week, go to a different one.
Yeah.
But
That would be epic.
there was so many.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
insane.
So many.
I love your Insta stories when you take people shopping with you, or you're like,
when I go
Yeah,
live,
yeah.
I
and I'm
love
like,
that.
I'm shopping.
That one's
There's
way
nothing
cool.
here. Yeah.
I love that. You're like so fast, but you know exactly what you're looking for. It's so great.
Yeah, but still,
It's
even
awesome.
I spend 2 hours in a store.
Yeah.
I know exactly what
Mhm.
I'm looking for. So I can't even imagine being
Yeah.
a new person. Master one section of the store at a time, guys.
Very, very true.
That's a good piece of advice, because like when you start, you're like, oh my gosh, I saw this person on Instagram and they got this really great dress, and then I saw them this
I
other
watched
person,
Hustle Beat. He got shoes.
and he does shoes, and so like all of these other people, and
You only have so much time.
yeah, right, and we all live in different areas, so like people are going to your thrift store is going to have better things in some sections and not so good in other sections. So like, I don't know, spread yourself,
Okay,
but not
so
too thin.
I have a question for this Goodwill video. What section of the store are you hitting?
I typically will go shoes. I do it in this order too. I don't know why, but I go shoes, men's athletic wear,
Mhm.
electronics, and office supplies.
I don't have. Can we do this together?
You want to do
Yes.
it?
Yeah, let's do like a team.
Let's do
We're gonna
it.
do
Do it together. Drive around.
You guys ready?
That would
I
be
think
so
we
great.
could. I think if we started, the first one opens at what, 8?
We could
Oh, the
hit.
bin started. Are we doing
5.
the bin?
Oh, there's no way.
He won't do the bins.
What is wrong with you?
I have
He's
anger
a snob.
issues, and I almost knocked the guy
Joe
out.
hates the bin. Joe and you are best friends.
Me and Joe should-
also hates the bin.
Me and Joe
it.
should do a video where we go into the bins.
No.
Oh my God, I'm not going with
The
you.
police will be called. No.
He hates the bins with such a
No.
passion.
Yeah.
I can't. She brought me in
He
one
gets
time.
like really irritated when people get in his like space bubble.
I don't even care about the bubble. I
Yeah, you
am very, very big on just like treat people with respect. And the one time I went in there, she brought me in the book people in there.
Oh.
I wander in. I'm like, I wander in with my regular phone with my Amazon app.
Oh, yeah,
These
good
guys
one.
got the special fobs up top.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go look at these books. And I like get in there, I
Yeah,
pick up
they're
a book,
pretty
and this
good.
guy came over and like shoved me to the side to grab something. And I'm like, I need to walk away right now.
What just happened? What just happened?
I was ready to lay
All
somebody
I can
out.
say is that I will never take him again.
I
It
won't
was
go back.
The worst experience of my life.
I can't do it.
It was bad.
So can we not do the bins on
Yeah,
Yeah.
they open at 9 then. So we have 9 to 9.
9
Yeah.
to 9?
Hours.
we could do like definitely 5 stores.
No, I think we can do more.
5.
I think we can do
Like,
I did
12.
okay.
13 Ross, and I spent
know, but
about
Goodwill's
20 to 30
not-
No, I
minutes
say
each.
that we have a goal. Each one of us takes one section.
That's
Yes.
actually a really good idea.
One section.
What do you guys think?
And then done.
We can,
Do you guys like
And
this
then
idea?
Peace
yeah.
out.
Like, let's say I take whatever.
Yeah.
Tops,
Okay.
sweaters, whatever it is. One like section in
Mhm.
each of the Goodwills.
Right.
Gretchen, I am afraid of the bins. You won't like me when I'm angry. I turn green when I go to the bins. I should dress up as Hulk and go in there.
You should maybe
Put some like
just
padding under
scare people.
here.
Some people don't like their bins don't let them film, but our bins don't care.
Yeah, they're-
I take my phone out all the time. And
Yeah.
they're just like,
Let's see.
I missed a bunch of stuff. I'm so sorry, guys. I go on tangents.
We're working on it.
All right, let me go down here because I saw a couple. Limit ourselves to 30 minutes per store. I think we could do 30 minutes for one
Mhm.
section each.
oh, less than. I mean, we can
Probably less.
we can probably power through. We
'Cause
gotta
we-
make a map.
Yeah, because we all are to the point where we can walk in, see our stuff, and get out. I think we could probably do like 10, 15 minutes. Well, not 10. Maybe
Now
15.
check out and stuff probably 20. Let's say.
Yeah.
But we gotta have lunch.
Yeah, we should probably eat.
So like I think we can probably in 12 hours hit 15. The
I
thing
thi-
is driving is the hard part.
Yeah.
So that's the part I underestimated because, I mean, you know where we're at. So, and I even showed on my phone, I showed them the map of the Northwest and the Ross I was going to hit. And in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, it just takes 45 minutes to get up to Hillsboro and then another 20 minutes to go over to this one. And I was way off because by the
Yeah.
time 5 o'clock came and I had to hit I-5.
Yeah, my
And all that
hour
traffic.
and a half truck to your house.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what happened. So my 20 turned into 13.
Okay, so we have to gauge the goodwills that like we won't have to be in traffic. It's like we have to map it out so that we're like, okay, at 5 o'clock we're going to be in this area,
Yeah.
and there's 5 goodwills right here, so we won't hit a bunch of
Yeah,
traffic.
hit the
Yes.
clusters.
We could do. Yeah.
And so we have to
do that.
kind of map out. Like,
That's
what
so
time
easy
period
though.
of the
Goodwills
day.
are everywhere here.
I
Yeah.
saw 3 on my drive down.
Yeah, like Goodwills are. We have them.
All right,
We
so-
just have one in our little town, and then like Beaverton has like 7 or something.
Oh,
I don't
there's so
even
many
know.
in my.
Yeah.
I know we have one tiny little Goodwill. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I only have had 2 auctions. The rest I have is buy it now, some best offer. I really don't like best offer because I recently found out buyers don't have to pay immediately.
How many items in total do you have?
Jill, Jill, how many items do you have total?
So I think that I actually recently took off most 95% of my best offers from my store. So I
Mhm.
don't have it anymore. It's worked out really well.
I haven't had best offer on any of my stuff in a long time. And
Yeah,
I was
it was
just
a
getting-
really good decision for me.
yeah, I was just getting so many low ballers. It was taking up a lot of time. So I just shut it off for a while and then I never turned it back on.
Gretchen just sent me
I'm not saying that that's the best.
Here's the thing is I have only tested it. What?
Gretchen in the chat, her son.
You need that for digital outlet.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
It was her son in a Hulk costume.
Yeah. So I think that I've only tested it for 2 weeks now. Let me talk to you in a month about it.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel comfortable, take it off.
Yeah. You can always turn it back on.
I like what Candace said here, because this is kind of what I do with my shoes is we add best offers on items that don't sell in the first time. So
like a 30-day.
So yeah. So if you're doing like a 30-day cycle and it doesn't sell through, I'll look at like my keywords, my pricing versus the comps, and then also add in the best offer. That's what I do. And we have one eBay store for both of us, but I treat my shoes separately.
Separate. I don't know.
So like I ship I'm control freak. Yeah. I like my shoes like stretch wrapped a certain way and stupid stuff that really doesn't make sense. I set a minimum price. If I do buy it now, it auto declines if it's below 70%.
The problem with auto declining is that if I put stuff on sale in my store, so I run like a clearance sale, then sometimes it will go below that auto accept price and eBay will air it out. So, and I don't like telling people no, because I've had people offer me $5 and I get them up to 25, just like going back and forth. Yeah. So for me, I don't like, if I do have best offer on, I don't use the auto decline.
That's right.
Sometimes I just want an interaction.
Yeah. Yeah. Just getting that interaction, or when I was doing it, I'd say, actually, I could do blah, 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 like you said, or, you kind of get them up higher. Whereas if you just auto decline, they won't come back to you.
Right. You just shut the door in their face.
Yeah.
Right.
So will each person have their own camera?
I think so. I'll bring mine.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have that too.
And then do a 4-way screen. That would be a really cool editing effect. I don't think I've seen anyone do this. So we would have our own cameras. And then when I edit the video, we'll put all 3 views at the same time. That would actually be way cool. Ashtar, you are awesome. Thank you for the idea on that.
That's cool.
That would look way cool.
Yeah.
Frank says there are no Goodwills near here. I don't like giving Goodwill any money because they get the stuff for free. Pay their employees. Yeah, we'll skip over that.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother.
I think
tangent.
that Ryan and Allie started their show. So.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Probably
7 p.m.
11 p.m. Everyone should go watch that show.
We're gonna hop over to Rally Roots because I'm so jealous. We were talking about this to do what they're doing right now. They go out and travel.
I know. I want to have no children.
That would be amazing.
I don't want to have no children. I'm just kidding. Someone's gonna. Nicole's getting exposed. She doesn't want children.
There's always tabloids floating around the interwebs with social media.
I'm going to Colorado next month. I'm trying to do a trip like once a month.
Yeah.
So
can do some sourcing.
Yeah.
Do they got bins out there?
Some of the best in the country.
Oh my really? Gosh. That's cool.
It's gonna be fun.
I love doing thrifting.
I went to the Tacoma bins. That was
a
sad.
Oh, don't go there.
Well, we went
the actual Seattle bin.
No, well, we were like driving up, and I couldn't go to the Seattle bins because we didn't pass it. We were passing Tacoma, so I was like, "Oh, I'll just go here." It was
and
sad
it's like
bears.
Not a good.
So it was like 4. It was like 4 o'clock when I dropped you off.
Yeah.
And she calls me at 4:59. She's like, "They're closing."
They close at 5 o'clock.
And they don't bring out new stuff after a certain amount. I heard. Yeah.
So I drive up. So I was over at Ross and Target, and so I drive up, and she's just sitting on the sidewalk with some clothes, just like waiting for my ride.
The clothes.
Oh my gosh, it was pretty
Sometimes
funny.
I heard like in some places a bin closes at like 2 or something crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question. I always list till canceled, accidentally listed, one for 30-day, and it sold right away after relisting. Is this common? I don't know.
The right buyer was on the platform.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it.
Yep.
All right, my friends,
have my stuff on
last minute questions.
30-day listings, and then like that way I can kind of be revising my listings. Maybe my keywords
I do the
second
same,
year.
but I also in my SKU, so my custom label, I put the date that I listed it. So,
okay.
And I do that first. So because then you can sort your that column by highest to lowest essentially.
Yeah.
And so the older dates pull up first.
Ah, that's really smart.
But so a lot of people, I used to do it where I put inventory first, and then I realized, but wait a second, if I sort this, with the date first, then I can actually see, because I do the same thing. I do sell similar. So it gets a new item number every 30 days. But then I was like, I don't know how long some of these have been listed for. So you can see. So I would recommend making sure you're using that SKU to put some good information in there. You can put the date. We do date, space, like location, pick space, like person who listed it. Like you can put a ton of good information in there.
Yeah.
And that's another really good one too for Amazon. You could do the exact same thing. You put like where you source the product, how much you got it for, and inside of a custom SKU. And that's not something the customer sees.
Right.
So that's just your info.
Missy asked about
Promotions.
I'm looking promotions. Yeah.
Are you doing the same what I'm doing?
No, do it. Go.
Promotions and sales. Go.
I love that. They make me money.
Yeah.
So I do promoted listings. I do run. So there's promotions and so promotions and promoted listings are what eBay calls them. I run promotions and I do promoted listings as well. So I do sales events essentially where you mark things down. I like to do sales that will increase my cart size. I'm all about increasing your cart size. So I do always have like a buy two, get one free or always something like that running. And I get a lot of traffic from that.
I've heard those are like, because you have different options with, I heard that's one of the best ways to do it too.
Yeah, do a buy two, especially if you're buying from the bins. Like,
Right.
hey,
basically free.
Yeah. And so like other offers don't combine. It just, or you can set it up that way. Like there's a ton of options on eBay when you're doing promotions, but I would recommend always having an increasing your cart size sell. Also, that's going to increase conversion, and your conversion rate is super important on eBay. I know that is taken in when to your seller score. Everyone has a seller score, and that seller score is what ranks you in Cassini. And so eBay likes a seller who has the ability to actually move product. So conversion rate is really important.
Yeah.
And as a content creator, my conversion rate is always skewed because I have so many people looking at my products and not buying any. So for a long time, I had an issue where it was like, how do I get around this? Like, how do I share my store with everyone, but not hurt myself because my conversion rate gets hit so hard.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, okay, I have to increase my cart size. Like that's the only thing I can do is get the people who are buying from me to buy more.
Yeah. It's a really smart method to do too. All right. Cool. Last minute question. Somebody in the eBay group was asking where Nicole gets her wholesale boxes.
Why would I tell you?
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that in a rude way.
No, I got these same questions on Facebook today. You guys, there's few things in this industry you're not going to get answers on from people. One is going to be like taxes, right? Number two is typically going to be accounting stuff, like how much y'all making. And then number three is going to be sources. We can't just give out where you're getting your sources from, because like we both have sources that we don't want to give you guys because then you'll take them.
Well, they only, like my wholesaler only provides to so many people.
Yeah.
I don't want you to, I can't give that away.
Yeah.
I actually signed a contract with a wholesaler once where I could not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Like, because they didn't want to deal with that. Right.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of like logistics behind that. And the other thing like with money is like, this is how much my eBay store makes, but like how much I actually pay myself is clearly not the same.
Yeah.
And I don't tell people that because like no one needs to look at my bank account but my account.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, you're right. There's a few things that are just like, I'm sharing with you guys how to make money on eBay. How much money you make is up to you, and how much work you want to put into your business.
And where you get your stuff. And that, like, we all have good sourcing or, suppliers, but those were built out of relationships.
It took me 2 years to get these. Like, it is not an overnight thing, but you can find them.
Yeah.
But just like anything else, it takes work.
Yeah. And you guys, I can tell you right now, especially because now that I'm trying to transition our Amazon business from retail and online arbitrage more into the wholesale game. And I can tell you right now that you can't I can tell you all kinds of websites to go to right now, but you're probably not going to get the pricing that I'm getting because I've built a relationship and a connection with my vendors. And it's the same thing, even with retail arbitrage. I've got several managers around here at different stores. They text me the barcodes of the products they're marking down. And especially with like Funko hunting now, I've got people that will text me when they're getting the rare ones in like chases. And that took time.
Yeah.
That took relationships. So we can give you all the suppliers in the world, but it's up to you to do the work and build that relationship.
Talk to everybody. So networking in any career is the number one thing that's going to build your business. You need to talk to everyone. You need to talk to every single person you meet. You meet someone in the elevator, say hi. Like, you never know what's going to happen. And so being friendly and like being able to talk to people and being able to network is really how you're going to be able to grow a business. Because you have to make those relationships, right? Like, I have stores in my neighborhood now where I go and I pick up from them. And like, I just got invited to go to this like high tea, which sounds ridiculous to me, but I'm like, sure, I'll go, because like maybe I'll meet someone there that can benefit the business. You know what I mean? Like, just say yes. Just say yes, do these weird things and make connections.
And there's a difference between just being like, when somebody asks you what you do, saying, oh, I sell stuff on the internet, versus, oh, I sell primarily women's clothes on eBay. And you know,
amazing how many people just be like, I got some stuff.
Okay,
cool.
Like,
have it.
Engage with the people around you. And it is pretty amazing the connections that will form just from super simple conversation.
Don't be afraid. Come out of the closet. That's what somebody in my group was like. I recently came out of the closet as an eBay seller, and it's improved my business. And I was like, exactly.
Because when you do that, guys, when you come out of the closet, no longer will you do this in a store.
Is somebody looking at me?
Or the Amazon people, because I did this in the beginning. I'd grab a barcode and like, there's no employees around, right? So I'm like, steal this shit. It's good. Like,
you look more creepy when you're doing that.
Just don't. Be open with what you're doing. You run an e-commerce business, guys. Be a business owner with it.
Right.
All right. On that note, we love y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys.
Thank you.
Was super fun.
Nicole drove all the way down here. She didn't have to.
Guys. It's really not.
So distance-wise, it's not far, but you got stuck in traffic for an hour, hour and a half.
It was fun.
Yeah. So thank you for coming down here. It's been awesome. I hope you guys got some value out of this. This was jam-packed. So rewatch this, take notes if you need to. All of Nicole's information, links, social media is going to be right down here. And aside from that, any parting words?
Hit the like button on your way out.
Yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell. My son told me about the bell. You got to hit the bell if you want to get notifications. All right. Bye, guys.
I love it. Let's go hop over to Rally Roots. Give them some love. I'll see you guys. I'm on the wrong screen.